Hey, what's going on, everybody? I went to the nursery. I kind of went on a little tiny shopping spree, but you got to remember this place is enormous. There's tons of new beds. I'm gonna like to fill it with some good stuff. I believe these employees and the guests that come here for medical treatment deserve some pretty things to look at. So I wanted to go through what I purchased at an independent garden center and what are some of the prices you can expect retail wise, at least in my area. So the first thing I got was a dark mystery hardy hibiscus. Now the retail on this was $38. Obviously, as a wholesale customer, we get wholesale on these, so it's not as an intense pill to swallow when it's that way. So keep that in mind. But this is in a 3-gallon pot. Now, dark mystery, to me, looks a lot like the Starry Night. So you have those purple leaves. I think that's going to be really nice. I'm actually going to plant that in a flower bed that I just created as my centerpiece. I know, not a crazy centerpiece, but it's one of the big boys. So it's going to get big and it's going to get beautiful, and I can grow hardy hibiscus pretty well. So we're gonna see how that works out. Another area that we have a sign, and it's got burning bush all the way around it. I've taken out every other burning bush. We'll do a video on that at some point, probably when I film myself planting these. But I'm gonna put 3 of these quick fire fab. I knew that, I don't know why I looked at the tag. This retailed for $60. It's a 3-gallon quick fire fab. And again, this is gonna be a big boy. I'm gonna plant 3 of them underneath the sign because the sign is huge. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to establish something really pretty for summer interest, so that when I do, for a couple years, and then when I do take out the burning bush, which is part of my plan, this is a very burning bush rich environment. I don't think we need this many burning bush, if any, around here, but so I'm gonna start working on that. I have something there. It's not a barren wasteland when I get done. Okay, so I've done some work. There's a giant retaining wall that goes around there. So this is, I got 3 of these quick fire fabs for that area there underneath the sign. And what I'm planning on doing is moving all this stuff out of your way. So I don't get confused, because it is my natural state. Okay. So now we're pretty much, I'm just doing all my full sun stuff right now. I got I remember this being Jackson Perkins, but it might not be patented anymore. I didn't do any research on if it was patented or not, but this is a Blaze climbing rose, and my plan is to run that along the top and kind of spilling over along the top of the retaining wall by the sign. So I thought that would be real pretty. I also got a sweet autumn clematis, so I can kind of do that same thing, but further away, and I can just run it across the top. I think that's going to work out really well. It's going to be easy to secure because the caps haven't been glued, or maybe they were glued and the glue is no longer fluid. So it's going to be easy for me to just pick up a cap, put some twine underneath the cap, and then just secure it that way. So I think that's going to be something doable, and I think this is going to spill over really nice. Now, this is a pruning group 3, so it blooms on new growth, so very trimmable. A lot of people are scared of sweet autumn clematis. Sweet autumn clematis is very trimmable. You don't let your teenagers do whatever they want to do. You're not going to let your sweet autumn clematis do whatever they want to do. That's how that works. Okay, still on full sun. I got some just regular Magnus coneflower. This is a longer lived variety of coneflower. Gets tall. Let's see here, what is it saying? 36 inches tall, so 3 feet tall, gets tall. A nice coneflower to counterbalance black-eyed Susans. I love it for that. I love it for that pink color, or that pink color against the orange of the black-eyed Susans, you know, being tertiary color opposites. I really, really like that. Then, oh, and I got 12 of those. And then those little 4-inch pots, I could just pop them around, right? They always seem to do well, even if you have a black-eyed Susan kind of hugging them a little bit. I think they do really well in conjunction with each other. Now, something that will kind of take over an area and choke some stuff off would be the evening primrose. Now, evening primrose, I wanted to show you how pretty these are. This is one I transplanted from my house earlier in the spring before it started blooming, and it's taken off pretty good. It's not a proven winner. This was just a pot I had behind the shed. And look how pretty that is. Now, I feel like it blooms for a long time. Could bloom for like a month, month and a half. I feel like it has been blooming in my berm for a long time. I'm a big fan. A lot of bang for your buck and a fantastic ground cover. But just remember, anything that's not as aggressive, it's going to choke it out. I've lost dianthus. I've lost, well, I wouldn't say lose, but a lot of the May-night salvia that I planted on that berm could not compete with the evening primrose, and it ended up dwarfing it quite significantly, to the point where it looks just like when I planted it. Despite the agriform tabs, if it's not getting sunlight, it's not going to do well. So that's one that I transplanted, and I transplanted a bunch out of that berm. So there's this big spot where it's coming into my turf, and it's blooming in my turf because I mow relatively high. I mow at 5 inches, so it's blooming in my lawn right now because it's completely escaped the flower bed. So if that's not something that you are okay with, don't plant this. But if you have an area like I have, where, especially here at the hospital, where it's surrounded by curbs and asphalt and it's just an island, I think this would be just a great plant to plant in these areas, because there's so much square footage that needs to be filled in these full sun areas. This is a great way to do it. I'm not going to call it a pay it forward plant because I'm very open with people about how aggressive this is. So I don't necessarily pay it forward with this plant unless I'm very clear. But a great pay it forward plant if people are okay. Oh, I've got a back fence that's full row, that's full sun, and I just want a row of it, and I can give somebody some pink primrose. It's great. Was a little harder to find earlier in the year, but then the nursery where we shop for plants here at the hospital got like 40 of them in, and I think I bought 30 of them. So even though I'm transplanting, there's just so much space. So I think this will be pretty. I'm going to plant it in the same bed that I'm planting this hardy hibiscus. Okay, so now I think we're on to the shade loving, or sorry, shade tolerant perennials. So I got some of these Pulmonaria. This variety is called Shrimp on the Barbie. And I got 3 of those. This is all that they had, so I just took everything that they had. Raspberry Splash. Raspberry Splash. So I'll put them up next to each other. So that is the difference between the 2 of these. And hopefully I'll have time to put some clips in and give you guys an overview and some pictures of what these do. But you, the audience, has suggested this over and over and over again, and so I wanted to give them a shot. Mostly I separate this and transplant. I don't really buy a whole lot of it. So it was a great suggestion on you guys' part to have me put some of this in here, because it's a good pay it forward plant. It's a good transplant plant for me to just kind of pop in other areas at the hospital. And I do have some pretty shady areas where I can just grow things for separation. This area here, I really want to say that the sole purpose of this area is just a farm. So this is going to be a good option for that. Then I wanted some more Lenten rose. I wanted some more Hellebore for the front. Someone had mentioned that there's just not a whole lot of winter interest there, and they're not wrong. They're not wrong at all. There isn't a whole lot there. But we can't nitpick too much, or hopefully people won't nitpick too much, because it is full dense shade. There is nothing going on sunlight back there. There's no light back there. And getting evergreens to really pop, I think, is going to be pretty difficult, or thrive back there. Might be able to pull it off with some hollies or something like that, but I don't know. But I thought that this would be a good option because they're evergreen, or at least for the most part, I don't see them go down in the winter. You guys might have different experience, but so this Hellebore is called Paris in Pink. Paris in Pink. And I thought that I'm going to stay on the closer to white on the color wheel with the Hellebore, so it'll show up a lot more in that dense shade. And then I got Paris in Pink, and then there is more Paris in Pink. You'd think I would have figured this out. Confetti cake. Confetti cake. So these are pretty expensive. So these were $25 a piece. That's full retail on these, $25 a piece. So not inexpensive by any stretch of the imagination for a 1 gallon. Now that's a pretty decent size number one. These were this Pulmonaria was 12 full retail for that. But this is this isn't a 4-inch, this is like an 8 or a 10. So keep that in mind. And then the Brunnera, Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great. So I think this would be pretty neat. Gets big, 18 to 28. They've made print a lot smaller now that I've gotten older. I remember the print was a lot bigger back when I was young and I was doing this. So that's what I've purchased. I don't know if we're going to film all of this being planted, but I'm pretty excited about getting out there and putting this stuff together. It was supposed to storm today, then the sun came out. I don't know what's going on this spring. We're not getting a whole lot of rain. I hope it doesn't continue that way. I hope I get some rain. But anyway, this is Landscape Rescue. My name is Stuart Moore, and thank you very much for letting me into your home talk about plants. Oh, why? It hurts so good.